You don't have a way to get in and trade intraday. Okay. This candlestick opens right there on that day. So right away, you know that there's a strong potential that the market's going to traverse from that opening price to that low. Okay. Why? Because there's liquidity and it's so close. It's called close proximity. This opening price to that candlestick's low, close proximity. So if you were a day trader, a scalper, what do you think might be beneficial for you in this condition right here? You know it's going to act like a magnet and draw you down to that liquidity because there's orders below that low. What kind of orders? Sell side liquidity. So that sell side liquidity is doing two things. Number one, it's protecting, quote unquote, the long holders with their stop loss below that low. Who would do that? There's lots of traders that do that. There's lots of traders that do that. But maybe there are individuals see that low and they think the dollar index is going to go lower. They see all the things that's going on in the Trump administration. They see all the things, the bad decisions being made on both sides. And maybe they're bearish on dollar. And they think once it goes below that low, they want to sell short on a breakout. Breakout artists selling short on a stop. So there's sell stops protecting long holders or sell stop entry as a mode of entering going short. So you can be a buyer or seller on a stop. That means it has to trade to your price. Just like if you're long and you had a sell stop below the marketplace at, say, for instance, 50 cents, whatever that would be, whatever the instrument would be, say 50 cents is your sell stop. As soon as it trades to at 50 cents, it's going to activate that order to do what? Be a market order to sell at market. Then there's limit orders where you can buy or sell on a limit. That means it has to trade to your price or better. So in other words, what would that look like? If you were short already, or if you're going short at the open, reaching down to that low, this low price comes in at 96.377. So if you put a limit order to sell, I'm sorry, to buy it back, you would be putting an order at 96.376 theoretically. Me personally, I would put it right at that low because I want to make sure that even if it just touches one tick below it, chances are I'm probably going to get that fill. And you can see it doesn't spend too much time down there. So as a day trader, and you're a Forex trader, when you see the daily chart, which is again what I teach many times, you want to look for these pools of liquidity, these draws on liquidity on the daily chart in the direction that the monthly and weekly instigate. Where is it really moving? Where's the strongest tide pulling us on that monthly and weekly chart? And there isn't a whole lot of changing of that tide. It stays in place for a while, but it's hard for you to stay on that side intraday because you're seeing 50 handle runs out of nowhere. Where'd that come from? Oh, I'm probably on the wrong side. Let me change my long-term bias to this now. What does it matter on a 1 minute chart, 15-second chart, 5 minute chart, 15-minute chart? What does it matter if it rallies up real strong like that when your higher time frame bias is bullish or bearish? That's infancy. That's immaturity as a trader because you're allowing short-term fluctuations and volatility to screw up your perspective and you get misaligned and you abandon this idea that's based on higher time frame premise and you catch yourself in all kinds of potluck trouble. As a Forex trader, the day that it opened up right here on the dollar index, you know that what's the dollar going to do? Strong likelihood that it's going to traverse intraday during this daily candle. It's going to trade down to that low. And the way I teach, it's going to reach below that low because there's liquidity below it. Now, as a scalper, as an intraday trader, for Forex, if dollar's going down, if it's going down to that low, that means you have short-term scalps that you can go long on euro and pound dollar, Aussie dollar. Anything with the dollar index second in the name of the pair. That's a buy scalp because dollar's going to drop to that low. So right there, all of a sudden, now you have a real quick way of being able to go back and study things on your own charts. This same premise, even though we're looking at it on a daily chart, upper left-hand corner, the daily chart time frame. If you see this low here, say it was a hourly chart that we're looking at, not a daily chart. Okay. Same premise here. The hourly chart, if it opened, say this is an hourly chart, not a daily chart. Okay. And we're real close to that low. The hourly candlestick would be opening here. You know that it's likely to do what? Strong likelihood that it's going to want to drop down to that low. It matters not what time frame you're trading on. It's the same idea, same thing being applied. So if you're a scalper, if you're an intraday trader, if you're a swing trader, if you're a position trader, I'm an off intraday chart trader. I can't do the things that ICT is doing on a 1 minute chart. I need a mechanism to do this without looking at intraday charts. I'm going to come back to that. Just relax. But you can see how these ideas can be beneficial to you, and that's why I teach that if you use an hourly candlestick, like a daily chart, you'll never run out of setups. It's every single hour there's something to do. Now, I want to make sure I remind you that that is not an invitation to overtrade. And some of you that are very short on discipline just took that and said, he just said, I'm going to trade every hour and make money. Where's my funded account? That's it. Give me a code. Trades by Matt. TBM code TBM. I'm going to get in there. I'm going to use this information right now. I don't want you to feel like you got to trade every hour. Okay. But the very, very astute, apt student of smart money concepts will learn over time that they can take a trade every 60 minutes. In fact, every 15. Every 15-minute, I can find a scalp every 15 minutes. And I can sit there all day long, running it up, and running it up.